Are you feeling the effects of inflation? A friend of mine shared this photo over the weekend, showing that inflation hits even the spiritual industry, where Jaws paper money we burned for our ancestors has gotten not only more expensive, but also shrunk in size. This reminded me of the debasement of Roman coins, specifically the silver denarius, in circulation roughly around 200 BC to the reign of Marcus Aurelius Antoninus around 240 AD. As you can see from this chart, the debasement of Roman denarius occurred over time, not only reducing in size but also in silver content due to inflation. Originally weighing about 4 grams of 98% silver, reducing to as low as 2% silver by 200 AD. This caused a severe disparity between intrinsic value and face value of the coins, the effect of which results in rampant inflation and a reduced circulation and acceptance of the currency, especially in areas with poor enforcement. The effects of currency manipulation is universal, but 8,000 kilometers away in Qin, China, a different currency practice means the need to raise coins was dealt with differently. While both Qin and the late Roman Republic had gold coins as currencies, both cultures nonetheless minted their gold coin sparingly due to its scarcity. The main currency of Rome, as mentioned above, was the silver denarius. Qin and the subsequent Han dynasty, however, avoided the use of precious metal for their main currency, with the Qin Banliang being minted from bronze instead of silver. The Qin Banliang, by its namesake, was supposed to weigh 7.5 grams. But of all the Qin Banliang unearthed to this day, most doesn't weigh anywhere near that. Some even as light as 1.5 grams, with the majority weighing halfway to its Banliang name. So how did Qin deal with this severe debasement? Interestingly, we have a cache of surviving Qin period bamboo slips unearthed from Tuzishan in Yiyang city in Hunan, recording a real incident that happened 6 years before the unification of China, that is in the year 215 BC, where a lady named Jun, living around the area of modern-day Yiyang, being sentenced to qi shi. This qi shi is one of the most severe form of death penalty, where the offender is to be executed in public near the town center. The corpse is to be hung for public display for 10 days and then disposed outside the city wall in a mass grave. What was she guilty of? Refusing to accept the Banliang coins issued by the Qin government as legal tender. That's her only crime. Now, before you dismiss this as a typical display of Qin brutality in handling the promotion of a unified currency, there is the distinct possibility that Jun's refusal to accept the Qin Banliang as legal tender was an issue of defiance and refusing to submit to Qin rather than having an issue with the debasement of Qin Banliang. After all, the area around modern Yiyang were Chu territory prior to 215 BC, circled red here in this map. Another cache of Qin bamboo slip, this one recovered from a tomb in Yunmeng, illuminated the laws of the state of Qin. That adds another dimension to considering the fate of this lady Jun. The slips stated that Qin Banliang, regardless of quality, size and weight, is to be accepted as legal tender. Differentiating the coins by size and weight is a punishable offense, lending weight to the argument that inflationary effects are not as serious in Qin as it was for the Roman denarius for the debasement of Qin Banliang. But the fact that a law needs to be written to punish the sorting of coins by quality means that the market do practice discrimination of the base coins, preferring to value coins based on the intrinsic value of the metal. Now, how rampant this is, we may never know. But one thing is certain is that the inflationary effect of Qin Banliang never reached the extent of Rome towards the late imperial era. While the fall of Rome cannot be attributed to inflation alone, nonetheless, uncontrollable inflation is often a symptom of a crumbling empire. And no other empire serves as a poster boy for poor financial management than the Mongol Yuan dynasty. Buckling under the weight of state projects in combating natural disasters and quelling unrests, the overprinting of money to fund these projects ultimately lead to the crumbling of the short-lived Yuan dynasty. Perhaps as foretold by the patriarch of the Yuan, Genghis Khan himself, who once said, "It is easy to conquer the world on horseback, but to dismount and govern is hard." The successors of Kublai Khan attempted to assimilate and model after the Han Chinese in establishing a bureaucracy for state affairs, never fully succeeding in being accepted by the Han, at the same time alienating the tribes in the steppes from which they came from. Not Mongol enough for the steppe, not Chinese enough for the bureaucracy. The Yuan painted themselves into a corner and losing their power bases in both spheres, setting the stage for the rise of a new dynasty led by a monk turned emperor. But that is a story for another day. For us, however, the inflationary effects of daily goods is undeniable. As a reader of history, I hope what I'm seeing around me in relation to inflation is not what I read in relation to inflations of empires in the past in history textbooks.